I'm sitting in a crowded emergency room, surrounded by the sterile smell of disinfectant and the muted beeps of machines, with an M4 dangling from my arm, wondering how my life has spiraled out of control. The nurse's voice is distant, her words a blur as she asks me what's wrong, and I reply, "You tell me, honestly, I have no idea why I'm here." The scene is surreal, a never-ending nightmare that I'm desperate to wake up from. But to understand how I ended up here, you need to know about my life with my parents. We live together, and I've been trying to escape this toxic environment for what feels like an eternity. My parents, particularly my mother, have always been overbearing, constantly questioning my decisions and invading my personal space. I've tried to set boundaries, to assert my independence, but they never seem to respect my wishes. It's like they think I'm still a child, incapable of making my own decisions. The tension has been building for months, but everything came to a head when my mother decided to take matters into her own hands. She called a doctor she knows, and social services, without my consent, claiming she was worried about me. I was woken up that morning by her, telling me that they were here, and that I couldn't refuse to see them. I was shocked, angry, and scared. I locked my door, trying to protect myself from the invasion of my personal space. But they wouldn't take no for an answer. They insisted, trying to get in through a back door, which I managed to close just in time. I told them to leave me alone, but they just wouldn't listen. The next thing I know, someone is knocking aggressively on my door, claiming to be the police. I refuse to open up, asking what I've done wrong, and they reply that they just want to talk. I offer to talk to them through the door, but they say that's not good enough. They start using a crowbar to break the door, and I'm forced to sit in front of it, filming everything on my phone. I'm trying to remain calm, to show them that I'm not the crazy person they think I am. But inside, I'm seething with anger and fear. When they finally break in, they surround me, not allowing me to move. They tell me I have to go with them to a psych ward, based on the stories my mother has told them. I'm outraged, demanding to know what evidence they have, what makes them think I'm a danger to myself or others. But they just keep repeating the same mantra, that my mother's words are proof enough. They claim that a message I sent to the doctor 4 years ago, setting a boundary, is evidence of my instability. It's absurd, but they won't listen to reason. My uncle appears, scolding me like a child, talking about things he knows nothing about. My parents are nowhere to be found, but I can sense their presence, lurking in the shadows, pulling the strings. The police and ambulance operators are all part of this charade, this twisted game of cat and mouse. I'm the prey, and they're the predators, closing in for the kill. After what feels like an eternity, they call the ambulance, and I'm forced to go with them. I'm transported to the emergency room, where I'm left to wait, unsure of what's happening or why I'm there. The nurse's words are still echoing in my mind, "You tell me, honestly, I have no idea why I'm here." I take off the M4, stop the bleeding with a band-aid, and walk out, determined to take back control of my life. But the aftermath is just as traumatic. My parents blame everyone else, washing their hands of the situation. They claim it was the social services' fault, that they had no choice. But I know the truth. They're responsible, and they need to be held accountable. I've been trying to get the police and hospital reports, to understand what happened, to make sense of the chaos. But it's not easy. They're stalling, trying to avoid giving me the information I need. I've been procrastinating, putting off the task of getting the reports, but I know I need to do it. I need to take back my power, to assert my rights. I've been applying for volunteering projects abroad, trying to escape this toxic environment, but it's hard to focus when the trauma is still so fresh. I feel like I'm living in a never-ending nightmare, with no escape. I've been watching movies, trying to find solace in the stories of others. The Fallout, with Jenna Ortega, resonated deeply with me. It's not just about the trauma, it's about the feeling of powerlessness, of being trapped in a situation that's beyond your control. I feel like I've been living my whole life in a state of trauma, with my parents constantly undermining my autonomy, my agency. They've made me feel like I'm not capable of making my own decisions, like I'm not a competent adult. The quote from another movie keeps echoing in my mind, "People tell you're crazy and all your protests to the contrary just confirm what they're saying." Everything you do is called part of that insanity. It's like they're trying to gaslight me, to make me doubt my own sanity. But I know the truth. I'm not crazy, I'm just a person who's been traumatized by the people who are supposed to love and support me. As I sit here, reflecting on the events of the past few weeks, I'm left with a sense of unease, a feeling that I'm still trapped in this never-ending cycle of trauma. But I'm determined to break free, to take back my life, to assert my rights. I'll keep fighting, no matter what, because I know that I deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. Was I right to refuse to go to the psych ward, or should I have just cooperated with the authorities?
If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Drop your verdict in the comments below. Subscribe for new stories every single day, and hit the notification bell, so you never miss one.